Yeah, the issue which was showing up earlier, which is related to deletion of our company code in ledger I2 and NL has resolved by default. I have not made any changes and nothing. I tried for half an hour, but after that, I just closed the SAP system and rerun the system again. And after that, it has allowed me to delete the system. So means delete the company codes. So I just go to I2 and I will just click on position and show you that TMIN is not showing up now. So because we don't want to use this non-leading ledgers, but as underlying ledger is 0L, so the company codes which are linked to 0L by default will be assigned to these ledgers. So I will show up other NL a non-leading ledger and I will show our company code TMIN. So it's not showing up. Just a restart of the SAP system again has resolved the issue and I am able to delete it. Because we are sure like we have not posted any transactions and how can it possible, because we can see here SE 16N, and if we go to BKPF table and our company code TMIN, the number of transactions zero, no values found. Even if we go to AC Doka table, let's go to the AC Doka table, and if I give the same company code and execute it, so it's not allowing, means it's not showing up any transactions, but the error message which we saw earlier was showing there are some transaction postings. Okay, now the next step, we'll do the same activity. Go to SAP SPRO, SAP reference IMG, financial accounting. Under financial accounting, we need to go to financial accounting global setting. Under this ledger, we were here like execute consistency check, and we found that our uh, company code has some issues, and we identified that that is related to some other configurations and which link to our company code. So let's see now again, somewhere if it is showing up with a company code T M India means IN TMIN. So we don't see here. I'm just looking for a company codes which are specific to us. So I don't see here. That is good. Basically, this search options should have allowed. Again, I will check search term TMIN. Yeah, so we found one hit. Let's see what is that. Are missing for company code TMIN. Okay. Okay, we'll do that settings. And is there any other settings? No. Okay, so we'll, yeah, this is required because we have maintained controlling area currency as 30, right? So this controlling area currency settings as we have maintained 30. So we need to maintain. This is good check. So this is how you can use execute consistency check, so that if any missing configurations between finance and the controlling happens, so that will help you out. So go to this define ledger and currency types. Press enter, then go to currency conversion setting for company code. So here, what we will do is we will select any company codes which looks little bit good in nature. So we'll take the standard company code, and all the settings are correct. Standard transactions, translation date. Okay. So translation date, we are going with medium. Real time conversion is selected. Okay. And standard. And this we are saying source currency is company code currency. Okay. Just copy this one. Okay. Change this to our company code TMIN, and by default currency will come, and source currency I will go with document currency. So I wanted to do a conversion taking base my document currency as a base, and I will do it and press enter and save. Okay, so after this, what we can do is we'll minimize this and we'll cross check the same consistency check again. We'll directly find our company code here. So do we have any hits? No. So that is good news. So we don't have any errors as of now. So now we'll focus on master data creation. So we'll be creating a master data. Let me check the volume. Yeah. Yeah. Now we'll start with our creation of a transactional. Before transactional data, we'll create some our master data. We'll go to transaction FS00, and first we'll create a retain earning account, which we thought like we'll use that good number for that one. So maintain that number and give the company code as TMIN, and then press enter, or you can click on create. So as soon as we click on create, the GL account type, you have this 5 options. So as it is part of balance sheet account, select this one, and the group, it will be a part of asset or a liability, sorry. So it should be a part of liability, and I am creating a retain earning account. So just create the retain earning account and go to control data So I don't want this to be created as a open item management. So what basically a open item management? Open item management is something, let's say I have a I have purchased, let's say yeah, we have purchased, let me increase this size, yeah. So from Apple, we have purchased 22 lakh 20,000 worth materials. So this will be my debit entry. This will be my credit entry. Okay. Then my purchase account of 22,000. That purchase can be like any purchase. You can put any requirement purchase account, but basically a expense account should come here. Or a purchase account, that is fine. So it is debited. So as a vendor, I want to clear off this Apple 22,000 credit amount, right? So what we will do is, so to clear this one, if it is a credit entry, there should be a debit entry is needed. So for example, let's say how the debit entry will come. So we need to outgoing cash account for this amount will be debited to Apple account. I mean, it should be credited. So to Apple account will be debited. So what will happen here is it is in debit and it is in credit. So both these transactions will knock off. At the end, the Apple account will show the balance as 0. So to clear a debit transaction with a credit transaction, we need a open item management for any GL. This is just an example I have given for the vendor, but basically we use this for banks related transaction, vendors, recon account not needed, but vendors as a sub accounts will happen for by default, and mostly tax accounts, payables account, receivables account, we maintain that as open item management. So for this return earning account, we don't need open item management. Here field status group will select the general field status group Z001. Okay, and save it. So I don't see any error messages. So we successfully created one transaction, one GL account. Now we'll create one more GL under asset. Okay, in the same company code, click on create. So this I want to create under balance sheet, and this is as a asset account, and I am creating a cash account now. So basically, we don't need to For banking side, we will be creating a main account, outgoing account, and incoming accounts and all. But to check our basic settings and everything is working fine. So I want to do a small round of test. Uh, so for that reason, I am creating it. So click on control data, and I want this to be created as an open item management. So select this one and bank and interest field group. So I will just go with the standard general settings. For cash related accounts, we need to select this checkbox, and we need to select this Z005 basically for a banking related accounts. But for testing purpose, I am using this generic field status variant. And this field status variant is coming from where we have created one group like OBD, OBC4. So here in this transaction, if we remember, like in the part one, we have created our own group TM FV, I think, Tata Motors FV. So if I select this one and if I select this group, so Z001, which we have selected here, also showing up here. So for every GL account, I need to give a field status group. So what is the use of giving this group here? So Z001, if I go to general data, so I can tell system that whenever I enter any transactions, so I want that particular text field is a required field or a optional field or a suppressed field. So where I will see this text field, let's say FB50 is my transaction posting entity. So here, so I need to give the GL accounts here. If I extend, so these are the text fields, which is called at line item level. So I can mark this as required or a not required or a suppress field. If I suppress, it will not be available for that particular GL account. When I call it as that particular GL account, for this GL account, if I am going and for this particular Z001, so wherever this G001 is there, so for all the ZL accounts which is assigned to Z001, uh, and I'm marking this as required. So then it is mandatory for all the GL accounts which is tagged to Z001. The text field is mandatory. So without that, you cannot post any transaction. So we'll not make any changes. I will go back, say this as it is. So this is how the field status variant which we have created earlier is linking to a GL account. So I will save this one. Then I will create one more GL account under liability side, create, because see retain earning account which was created earlier with ending with 0, we cannot post any transaction. It can bring values from a year end close. When we do a year end close, all the balance of PNL account will automatically move to that retain earning account. So then we'll create balance sheet account, and under liability I will create loan account. I'm just creating a loan account. Loan, I wanted to or don't want to, let's take open item management. Actually, even if we don't want, we can mark it as open. Let's take, not an issue. Okay, then field status group, I will take as Z001 and I will save it. Okay, now we'll move on to next category of expense account. Let's say first account, we will create a rent account. Create a rent account, click on create. Okay, so when you create a rent account, so you need to give this. There are, for PNL, SAP has given two options. Either you can create a primary cost and revenue account and non-operating expense or a income account. So for rent, let's say I will consider as it's my non-operating expenses. Okay, we'll create one operating expenses also under this one primary cost and this one. And account group, this is my expense account. I am considering this as a rent. See, this information, whether it is a operating expenses or a non-operating, that information you will get it from a business, and we need to ask them. In short, like which is core to your business will come under primary, and it is additional expenses which we incur come under this one. So rent basically comes under primary cost and revenue. Still, I am creating here office rent. So I don't want to create any open item management for expense. It's not possible. Open item management. And I will give Z004 for normally expense account we give a Z004. So what is there in the Z004? We need a cost center. So it's a mandatory. We can mark it as mandatory if required cost center. So mostly for all expense account, we need to give a cost centers and save this. Okay, so I will create one more rent is done. So one more GL account I will create under expenses. So let's take it as a primary cost and revenue, and it will be a expense account. In short text, I will say that it's a purchase account. See, this proper naming convention and all, you will get it from business. You need to ask. Okay, so when I say, when you go back, when I select this one, so here, whenever we select this as a primary cost and revenue, so what will happen is we'll see this cost element category. Okay, I forgot to mention that we need to give a sort key also. That is basically a mandatory field. For earlier GLs, we have not used that one. Mandatory means it will not have any impact much, but at the time of reconciliation and all, like we want to do a reconciliation with a external document number or with the purchase order, a clearing or a assessment, not assessment. I'm looking for one field. Basically, we widely use that field. Okay, no issues. So you can queue posting date or a document date or a, yeah, sorry, it's in the top allocation number. Yeah, so you most of the time we do a reconciliation with the allocation numbers. Okay, so for mostly wide used is the allocation number. So you can give that one, or you can give posting date and all. So it will show up in the transaction. So now what we have to do is we have to select the cost element category for this particular GL account. So it's a primary cost and revenue GL account for us. So we'll select 01 and we'll go back to the same transaction, and I am saying that it will be my cost account and save it. So I have created one more GL account. Let's create two accounts for sales related area. Just give me a second. Yeah. So for sales related, we'll create two GL accounts, one with G001. Here also we have that option of creating as a part of non-operating expenses and the primary expense. So first I will create non-operating expenses and the income, and this is my income account. Non-operating like interest received. So you have received the interest. So this is not your core business, but you have received interest against the FD. So that you can mark it as non-in operating income and expenses, and give sort key as Z001, Z00, and create bank interest. Here under this one, I will give G029. For revenue, we mostly use Z029 and save this. So I will create one primary GL account. So that is my primary cost and revenue GL account. Here we'll have accounting group, we have income. So under this, we'll create one sales account. So I just wanted to create a sales account. Under this, give a sales account, go to control data, give a cost element. So cost element is mandatory for revenue GL account because we have selected as a primary cost and revenue. So select this revenue account here and go to bank interest, give G029, go to control, type description, sales, everything looks good and save it. Now there are few GLs where we have created but not updated the sort key. So for that, what we will do is we'll take the same GL accounts again. So let's say this GL account I have created, and you just need to go click on change and give the sort key here. I just wanted to go with the sort by posting key, save. And for the second GL also, I will create with the sort key 001. Save it. And one more GL I have created is a cash specific one. So for cash specific one, I will click on edit and I will give a sort key as allocation number. So these allocation numbers are very important at the time of video reconciliation. Basically, this will sort the reports by way of allocation numbers. Okay. Now there are two ways of looking this GL. Whatever you see the GL accounts here, right? So these GL accounts you can see in a two different views or a two different settings. So you just need to go to environmental. Yeah, you just need to go to settings, click on hierarchy display. So here you will have the option of display accounts in a navigation tree. So click on that navigation tree and select this one. Now I just need to go out /n fs00 again. You will see the same GL accounts you will see in a different format. Okay, so now we have created some GL accounts for at least for posting purpose. Now we'll create one profit center, or maybe we can create one segment if needed. So I will go to SPRO. Segment is basically transactions which are required. I will explain in details like why we need. There are segment reports also required in some of the countries, US or some. It's not mandatory, but for some legal purpose we require. So let's say we have a profit centers. So currently our transactions or our company is related to Tata Motors. So under Tata Motors, we have Land Rover, we have Jaguar, and we have Nexa, and we have Tata Ace. There are few vehicles which we have created now. So these are all comes under these two comes under luxury vehicles. So I thought like showing you the real transactions. So this is a public domain website, and anyone can see this one. It's not like I have created or something. It is a public domain, and it is visible for everyone, and it is for public visibility. This website is been showcased. So here we can see they have a segment. So Tata Motors have three segments. One is car segment, and the truck segment, and the defense segment. So we can create cars as one segment. So we'll create three segments. So you can ignore this for time being. So we can create three segments here. Car is my one segment, and second one is I have trucks is my one segment, and the third one is defense. So let's not go into a defense one now. So cars and the trucks. So under cars, we have different models. Okay. So first we'll create cars as a segment and the trucks as a segments in SAP. Okay. Then under cars also we have a different products like Tata Tiago, Tata Tiger. So you can add under cars, you can add Tiago as one profit center. Okay, so if you want to see my profit at a Tiago level, so you have to create this as a profit center. So at a car level, you can create as a segment. So I will take one Tiago as a profit center and Tiger as one profit center. Okay, so this is my car as a segment I will create, and under car, these two will be my profit centers. There is a group functionality is also there under cars also. If you have a separate group like EV sector is there, you can create a group like under cars. You have the EV vehicles, you have a diesel vehicle, you have a petrol vehicles. You can create that kind of grouping also under profit center. So you will create a main profit center means the main hierarchy. Under hierarchy, you will create a three different categories like EV, diesel, and a petrol kind of category. Under that, you have to give the vehicle. So at the end, your main product will be your profit centers. Aha. So under yeah, so under trucks, so we'll go to a public domain website of trucks. So here we can see Yoda is one model, Yoda and Signa. Okay, so we'll take Yoda and we'll take Signa. Let me close this one because I don't want to. Okay, so these are the two categories we have been identified, car and the trucks, as your segment, and under this segment you will be creating these profit centers. So we'll go to SAP SPRO reference IMG and go to enterprise structure, go to definition, under definition and go to financial accounting. Under financial accounting you will see segment. Click on segment and create here two segments, Tata Motors car as one segment and Tata Motors truck. And save here. So there are two segments which we have been created now. Then after that, we need to create a profit center for this. So to create a profit center, what will happen is you just need to go to KET1, press enter and create two profit center. Tiago as one profit center and give the same name if you want. Tiago car and I will say this is valid from 01/01/2021. That is fine. And person responsible is here Raj. And profit center group, we already created one standard group, so we'll take that standard group and Tata Motors car will go under a segment of Tata Motors car. So select this segment and here from here we need to activate it. Click on activate. So we have activated the profit center. Now another profit center which we are going to create is for trucks. Let's say we'll take Yoda. Yoda trucks. Give here Yoda truck. Give the profit center here the same details. And person responsible is for trucks. We will take Ram. Is my person responsible for and segment here we can give Tata Motors truck, and activate this one. Likewise, I want to create Tigger also. So just give this, press enter, copy this one, Tigger car, any additional spaces. Let me remove this one, copy this, copy. It's Raj and profit center group. I will take the same profit center group segment. It's a car segment. We will activate here. For Sigma, that is fine. So three are enough for our testing. Now we'll go and create a cost center group. So for cost center group, one more thing which we need to add is first we'll go to cost center group. So for cost centers, we have created cost center group as Tata Motor cost. So what we have to do is KSH1 is to create the group. So we have created TM cost as a cost center group and press enter. Already exists, yes. So here we need to give the description first. So give the Tata Motors cost center group and save this one. Okay, now once this is saved, go back, go back, and to create a cost center, click on KS01. So basically, what will be the cost? So the cost will be HR cost, and it will start from, let's say, 001, what we have taken for profit center. We need to give the same valid range. So this is my HR cost, and the person responsible to handle the HR is John. And cost center hierarchy, which type of cost is it? It's a administration cost, and we have only created one standard hierarchy and profit center. So here we need to give a profit center for which profit center this HR team is working. So in this case, as they are working for, basically what happens is they might work for two uh, departments like trucks and this one, and they might work for cars. So if the HR department is same, so then you don't need to create a two separate profit centers. For you can ignore this one, and you can create a common profit center where it will help to track this one, or you can give a proper balancing out by way of creating a two cost centers. So what we will do is, so we'll come back and we'll go to cost centers again. So let's say these cost centers are working for a car. This HR's team is completely working for a car cost centers. So go to the transactions, HR cost for HR cost for car. So this HR team is completely looking at car segment. So person responsible for here is John, and it is a administration cost, and the hierarchy here is the standard hierarchy, and the profit center which we have created is this HR team is only looking for this particular car, let's say, and save this one. And one more HR team is there. They are looking for Yoda trucks. So create one more team, cost center. HR trucks. So this in all this information you will get it from a business. So we just need to align and create in SAP. And here also the responsible person is John. So you can give the same person, and profit center. Profit center you will give as Yoda and save it. So this is how you create a master data, and after that creation of a master data. Now let's post our most weighted transactions and see if we are getting any errors or not. So we'll go to FB 50 transaction and give today's date. Uh, just give today's date reference testing 001. Give some header text. Entry for testing. Okay, now we'll just take a dummy transaction. So I just wanted to put some amount in the cash. I'm not looking at what debit and what credit. Okay, so I'm just bringing 100,000 into a cash to loan account. Loan account. I will mark it as credit. Will take 1,000 credit. Okay, I'm just pressing enter. So here on the simulation, I will check whether my transaction is properly updating or not. So before posting, we have the option of simulating. So how my transaction will look like. So I will click on this. Okay, I don't think any issues. Yeah, then I will post this transaction. So finger crossed, and that's got successfully created in SAP. So we'll see this document now /n FB03. And as we have not given financial year in the number range, so that is the reason we cannot it's automatically take to that particular document. Yeah, so you can see this is a document got posted in SAP without any error. Now we'll see whether this has been updated to our tables or not. We'll go to AC Docker table. To go to AC Docker table, we'll go to SC69, press enter. Then give a company code as double one, sorry, give a company code as TMIN and execute it. So you will see here the transaction has been updated, and the GL accounts, you can see here the GL accounts, you can see the amount here. Okay, there is one more table where we can see these transactions is BSEC table, and our company code is TMIN and execute it. So here also we can see, and BKPF table. So that is for header data. Click on this, execute. So we can see the transaction also. Okay, so we have done basic settings. Now in the next chapters, we will go for sales and purchases also. Okay, even if we want to do GL to GL transactions for purchase, so that is also possible. Just for timing, if we want, we can do that purchase, like go to FB 50, give the GL account, give the cash GL account, credit, and give the amount as 60,000. Here we need to give a purchase account. See, this is just for a timing, because the purchases and everything will come from module and all. And this is debit 60,000. Okay, so purchase entry test, not purchase entry test, it is just a testing. 002, here it will take it as 002. Okay, then if I do as this is an expense account, okay, it's look for a cost center. So when you ask this for a cost center, so it is a mandatory to give the cost center. So what we will do is we'll go here. If you want to add text, you can add the same text or some other additional text. Purchase entry, and then go again here. So we have created the cost centers as HR car, then press enter. So you will see there is no error. You will see the green option here, and save this one. Same way, we'll see one not purchase, incoming related entry, where purchase order is needed or a profit center is needed. Not purchase order, by mistake I said. And click on debit, and let's put 70,000 amount here. Now put purchase GL account. So for purchase GL account, let's take sales, and it will be credit. Take the same amount, credit, press enter. So you see here, it is asking for a cost object. So it is basically waiting for us to provide the profit center details. So go here and give the profit center. So profit center I have created as Tiago. So I will just copy this one and press enter. It's just a warning message, and save this one. Warning message, it's a warning message, that is fine. Okay. So this is how it will update the transactions. Now we'll go to our BSEC table SC69. Press enter and give the table here to just to check visa and company code and execute it. So here we'll see all the transactions which got posted, 1,60,000, 70,000 transactions. So this is basically as a consultant we can see these tables, but for the end users or our business users, we'll always look at the transactions in the report. So to see the GL report, we have a transaction called FBL3N. So they will go to this transaction code FBL3N, and if they know that GL accounts, they give it and execute it. So here they will see all the three transactions. Okay, so there is one more catch here. So whenever there is a GL account with the open item management, you will see a checkbox here and the red color symbol like open item like that. Let's say there is a GL account, I will give as 4. So wherever there is a no open item is there, so how it will show up and yeah, so this is a open item GL account. This is also an open item GL account. If it is not an open item GL account, it will show the transactions like this. So you cannot do a clearing here. So for this GL, uh, it's showing as it cannot be done a clearing. So let's see how and where we done that setting. FS00. So for income, and what is the GL account here? 3001. So I double click here on that 30001 account. Under the control data, I have not selected this open item management. So that reason it is not able to clear. We cannot able to clear this GL accounts. But for 1000 account, I have given a open item management. Let me show you where I have given to the cash account. If you see here, open item. So here the clearing is possible. So for example, if we have positive 1 lakh and negative 1 lakh, we can do the clearing. So this is how we have ended up this session with master data as well as transactional data. So far we have not encountered any major errors. That is good. We'll see how we can go ahead on the vendors and the customer side in the next session. Thank you.